When a certain show or content plays on TV at 8 p.m. on a Sunday evening, you can't help but feel uneasy because you know that the weekend's coming to a close. That is what we call the Sunday evening anxiety of working adults.
I would say, this is something that every adult, is afraid of. Just anxiety inducing. It's the moment when you feel like your tummy's rumbling and your heart is like dropping from a roller coaster ride, making you just want to say, I give up.
I give up.
I give up. That's why on today's episode, let's just relax, have a good laugh, and touch on this adult anxiety out of the office.
How are we gonna even relax if it's anxiety? Hello and welcome to Triple O or Out of Office. So today we're gonna discuss about our Sunday Scaries as a mix of putting it off camera a while ago. Sunday Scaries. Or basically it's the butterflies or rather the bats that you feel inside your stomach.
Right.
I don't think butterflies would be a proper statement
Exactly.
for anxiety. It's more of bats inside your stomach during the Sunday evening. Actually, the inspiration for this episode, while I was writing it this week, was someone posted on Instagram about how he remembers this particular Filipino TV show on Channel 7. It's Mel and Joey. If you remember.
That's very fair.
Yeah, very fair. I mean, for our age,
right?
The Trentahins and the Trentahins to be 30-somethings to be, I could relate to that heavily because I always remember when that show's opening billboard will start to play at around 8 p.m. or 8:15. My grandma or my parents would, with a Filipino accent, you should sleep na. You should sleep na. Your service will come early tomorrow. Okay. Did you finish your assignment? When they say that to me, my tummy always feels uneasy. It feels like it's about to explode. And I mean, back then, I know you would agree, back then, we don't have that particular term for that feeling. We just felt
we don't.
Butterflies. But turns out it was anxiety. So,
Yeah,
so,
it wasn't as big of a term back in the day. I agree. But now it's just like everywhere. Like anything that makes you feel
uneasy.
Uneasy, it's anxiety. Like for me, you said like it was Mel and Joey. For me, it was TV Patrol, for ABS-CBN. Like literally after, like once Noli Di Castro says goodbye, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's school days again. It's Monday again. I gotta wake up early and go to work. Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much.
So I mean, we're talking about right now how we felt as students, and those are the sights and sounds of a Sunday evening that really meant for us that weekend's over. And, you have that mindset again. You need to prepare your mind again that you're gonna be doing the grind. You're gonna do all that review and those seat works in your school. And you need to prepare for all those projects. And, that really feels heavy for such a young person. Oh, don't cry. We're now old. So that's how you heal when you become old. You should
Yes.
just forget about everything. You know, no more emotions. You should be like a dead
You're
person.
a robot. Yeah, you're a
A
robot at
robot.
that point.
Yeah. Because, when you reach our age and you start to work, you don't actually need to reach our age. You just
Right.
need to reach the age of working. Let's say 18.
Right.
Your
Yeah,
life
I mean-
totally changes.
Right.
You forget what the weekend is because
Yes.
also on the weekend you need to work.
Right.
There's that.
It's an overtime weekend, yes.
Yeah.
And also you
yeah.
have to think about, it usually starts like when if you graduate university or here in America when you get out of high school, some people go to work immediately. It's usually in your third year of working when the dread starts.
Yeah.
It's usually in the third year, because in your first year you're still excited, like you're excited, you're highly motivated, you're ready to tackle what the job entails. And then your
Yeah.
second year, I'm like, okay, yeah, I got this still. Like, I'm still okay. And then your third year just comes crashing down, and I'm like, I'm just done.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah. Actually, in the first year that you work, you get excited with your paycheck. You start
Exactly.
to get all those installment plans for
Right.
your new gadgets. And then on
Yes.
the third year, along with the other dreads of the third year of working, you see your statement of account and you tell yourself, I thought this was already zero. Why is this still here? I'm still paying this.
Right,
So-
exactly.
So,
That's how I am right now.
that's
All my
how
money
old
goes to
we
that.
are right now. Yeah. So kids, if you want to enjoy life, enjoy it while you're in your 20s. So
Yes.
just get ready when the last digit of your 20s becomes 9. You need to prepare.
I have 4 months left. 4 months left.
Yeah, you have 4.
I
Yeah,
have 4
correct.
months
You have 4 months left. Oh my gosh. You
crazy.
started early, so you started early, so you
I mean,
kind
you're
of
not
know
wrong.
yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
actually, going back to what we were discussing. I mean, I've seen many. Actually, it's my first time. It's the first time I have been able to enter a bookstore just recently.
Okay.
Because, for the longest of times, it has been always digital. So
That's true.
I saw this specialty bookstore in Makati, and I thought, oh, it's nice. Maybe let's just look inside. There's this one section of books where it's labeled self-help, and most of the titles of the books that were on that shelf was something to do with Monday.
Right.
I mean, I was looking at the shelf. I'm like, is this how chronic Monday or Sunday anxiety is
Right.
to humanity? That we need this many titles of books
Right.
to say that, relax, it's Monday. It's just
Right.
a day.
Yeah.
So what kind of hustle mindset? Actually, we're gonna talk about that on a different episode, but
Right.
just to latch on that, what kind of hustle mindset do we have as humans already? I mean, come on, let's just explore this anxiety
Right.
that is anchored on the stresses of Monday. 'Cause,
I mean, the biggest thing for me,
Yeah.
I would say, is like when you are anxious for Monday, it means that there's just so many things happening at your workplace, whether it's your boss just giving you so many
Yeah.
tasks, or there are some people, let's admit, that you don't really like at work. There's just some people you don't really vibe with. So that also adds into the anxiety. And, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode where, I broke my rule and I tried to, flirt with a coworker again. No. Big no. Don't follow my example. But yeah, it adds to that, like just seeing them again or seeing the tasks that you need to do. It's just, like it is definitely like just anxiety inducing, just because, as someone who is anxious all the time, it's just you. It's either you lose sleep, or you stress eat, or you don't eat at all, or, it has some effect, towards you.
Yeah.
It just depends on what type of thing that, happens to you. For me, it's definitely a lack of sleep that affects me really badly. Like sometimes I would just wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning and just like, and then I just can't go back to sleep. Just me thinking about what I need to do that day. Or, I already know what I need to do that day. And it's just that I don't want to do that anymore, just because it's so either boring or mind numbing, or it's overstimulating. It's like, it's hard. It's hard to
Push it to your head. Into your head.
Exactly. The thing is, like, I think it also adds to the fact that, a lot of people in upper management want stuff to be done on a Monday, just so that, like as the week goes by, okay, it's done. It's a little bit easier, which is, I think, and this is how we did it before, in a previous job that I worked for. We had our team meetings on a Wednesday. It was never on a Monday. And it's like, why? And the reason why they did that is because, again, it's the Monday anxiety. It's like that Sunday night anxiety that you feel for Monday. Like, the reason why we had it on a Wednesday is because it's the middle of the week. It's a check-in, like, okay, how's the task that was assigned to you last week? What's your progress? So, like, you had like a buffer from like Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday.
And your mind
like
is already conditioned.
Exactly.
As to working.
It's funny because I always say this at my current job, like, if people are, less motivated because, again, the anxiety, I usually say, it's Monday, it's okay. It's expected, which is, let's admit it, for ourselves. I don't know if there's a study on this, but I admit to myself that I am usually less productive on a Monday, contrary to the popular belief that, a lot of people will just get their Mondays going. I really think that my least productive day is a Monday and a Friday. Those 2 days are my least productive. My most productive is a Wednesday, just because it's the middle of the week and, you've just been conditioned throughout. I mean, there are Wednesdays that they call as hump days, just because you've been working so much Monday, Tuesday, and then, you're already burnt out by Wednesday. There's that too. But I feel like since it's the middle of the week, like my mind's just like, okay, you're just going to do what you did for the past 2 days, or start a new task, or, like, again, it's mind setting. It's the biggest part about this whole thing about anxiety from Mondays.
To add to that I think is what's the problem. It's based on how the style of the management of the company does the work. Like for me, I remember when I was doing an internship in an ad agency, because you know how ad agencies are. They are very, very strict with deadlines. They are very, very, to the point, let's say it's somehow toxic to work in an ad agency. But I remember I belonged to this particular unit in that ad agency. Our supervisor would always say, no meetings on Mondays. Rather, when we arrive at the office, there will be hot bread and coffee for us to enjoy in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, she has set the mood for how to work throughout the week. You will also, that's just conditioning of the mind, but
yes,
you also expect that there would be terrors by Tuesday, or some reportings of project deliveries by Wednesday. You know that. But from someone who came from a Saturday who was doing nothing to a Sunday who was just having family time, it really empowers you to look forward to Monday and to say to your mind that, okay, we're gonna work today. We're gonna start the week again, but you'll be at ease.
Yes.
No rush. Yeah. Because actually, I think that's the thing that gives us anxiety when we rush things on a Sunday evening because we need to meet a deadline on Monday evening. Monday morning.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
it's basically with your management style. Actually, when I became a boss in a company, in a small company, I also practiced that. That there will be no meetings on Mondays. We will
Right.
start our meeting on Tuesday. So
Yep.
just a different day. So
Right.
so for our audiences who might think na what's the difference? It's just
Right.
saying to your mind that it's on a different day. No, you don't realize that
Yes.
you feel more at ease because
Right.
who wants to do work on a Sunday? Come
Right.
on. Right? Who wants
Yep.
to do a PowerPoint presentation on a Sunday? Who wants to
Right.
fix something on
Yeah.
Sunday evenings instead of you
Exactly.
just resting and enjoying your series?
Right.
So you start so with that kind of practice, we are able to start our work on a work day.
Right.
Less anxiety.
I know some people like to do like trial by fire, but with how life is right now, no.
No,
It's
no,
really a
there's too
matter of
much
like
fire around.
exactly. It's a matter of easing yourself into the situation. It's life. We gotta take it easy. There's so much
Yeah.
stuff for life to do to happen, and
Yeah.
if we just rush into it, then it's just gonna explode.
It's actually one of the reasons why we change our day of premiere of this
That's true.
podcast from a Sunday to a Wednesday. Because,
Right.
if it premieres on a Sunday, that means we need to edit it by Saturday evening. So
Right.
by moving it to Wednesday, we start editing on a Monday, which is
Right.
particularly a work day. So it
Yes.
doesn't interfere with
Yeah.
the time that we need to rest. So
Right.
with that said, what is a good? Let's close with an ideal workplace environment, wherein though it isn't perfect. When we say an ideal workplace environment, it doesn't always entail of perfection. Please take
Right.
note of that. Because, there are some young ones who, who I was able to talk to. They will tell me, oh, this workplace is not perfect. Our boss is not coordinating properly with us. She doesn't know how to communicate. I mean,
Right.
you can't have it all.
Yes.
That's just the reality of things.
Right.
But as long as it's not toxic,
Yes.
we can say that it's a good workplace environment. So with
Right.
that said, how can we categorize an office that can be a good workplace environment where things are in place and have a good working system? So have you encountered such a thing?
I would say yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in the way of like when I finally moved to America, the biggest thing was people here in America value more of like the work-life balance. I would always like when I first started working here, I'm just like, oh, we don't do that. Like in the Philippines where we just like keep on working, keep on working. Here it's encouraged that you take your time off, do what you have to do, rest, and like they're not gonna guilt trip you or shame you for asking for a leave. Like if you have to take care of something, go ahead.
I'm glad to hear about that because you remember we shot an episode for our other channel,
Right.
which the topic was about leave requests.
Yes.
Crazy
Check that out.
leave requests.
Check that out, everybody.
When that premieres. I don't know when it will come out. But
Right. If you guys know Tagalog, then that's a great episode to watch.
yeah, but basically the inspiration for that episode were some of my former classmates who were telling me about them asking leaves, legitimate leaves from their
Right.
Filipino bosses. But since in the Philippines, as you've mentioned, our culture here is we are guilt tripped if we are not
Right.
functioning or working, even though when
Yeah.
we're sick.
Right. Here we go again.
Right? So,
What was it? What was the email reply?
The email reply, immediately ASAP.
Yeah, immediately ASAP. There you
ASAP.
go.
That was the reply to me while I
Right.
was laying at the operating table. They told me to project sales immediately ASAP.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's just the culture here in the Philippines, but I know it's a wrong culture. So, I mean, that's not a good workplace environment. And, how we wish that we
Right.
can just all be at ease. As employees, as even bosses.
Yeah.
Bosses are also employees. They're just higher ups. But there are also
Yes.
people who feel tired, that they need to rest, they need
Right.
to recharge. And, imagine all of those problems. In the last company I worked for, I was not allowed even a single day to recharge.
That's crazy.
They will articulate. They will say that, it is one of the rules of the company that you must do this. But while you're lying down at home, you're enjoying your K-drama,
Right.
one of the supervisors will text me, "Where's this project? Can we check it out?"
Right.
And if you don't reply, they'll get angry.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just lip service. It's just
Right.
lip service for them to say, "Oh, you need to rest, you need to recharge." But actually, they are an anxiety-inducing company for
Right.
such employees like
Yeah.
me. That's
Yeah.
why when I was talking to Migs about how we want to grow our production here, if he comes home and then we establish the company, I
Right.
told him, "This is what we're gonna do. There's no
Right.
OT. There's
Yeah.
no overtime. Overtime is not encouraged. Weekends are off unless it's a specific brand shoot." You know how
Right.
it is with
Yeah.
YouTube brands, right? So that's the only exception. But as a standard operating procedure, take the weekends off.
Yes.
Enjoy your leave if you must. Do
Right.
something.
Yeah.
You do your other hobbies, because that's what happens when we are full of
Right.
anxiety. We just
Yeah.
burn out. We just
Yeah.
have our minds change suddenly. Oh, I think this is not my dream job anymore.
Right.
And you lose your passion. For the bosses out there, please,
That's true.
please, yes, please let your employees rest. And if they get sick, don't say that you cannot pay their MaxiCare card. Okay?
Okay.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
If this episode reaches you, please,
You already
continue
know.
paying. Yeah, you already know who you are, where your company is located, specifically the address is toot. Okay.
In all of
But,
this,
yeah.
though, in all of this, what we said is, is how a good work environment, makes employees feel at ease and, function properly. Just removing the unnecessary anxiety. It also boosts productivity. That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing here. Like, if your employees are not stressed out, or like worrying about coming into work, then it'll just boost productivity. If
Yeah,
they feel
surely.
seen, they will definitely boost your productivity. Again, to the bosses out there, make sure to build that environment for your coworkers.
Be good to your subordinates. But
Yes.
anyway, it's time for us to time out on this episode. Make sure that you are subscribed and you're following our YouTube channel for more of our fun conversations. I'm Stephen.
Make sure you're also following us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up over there as well. I'm Miguel, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye! See you on
Miguel.
Monday!